Good morning, everybody. I'm also very happy that you're so many this morning. Thank you so much for your interests. Dalia explains the main objective of this meeting, so I'm not going to repeat anything, but I think it's important because it's a big change and it should really help you find more partners as well as share your project examples and your practices. So do you see my screen and do you hear me well? Okay, fine. Then let's start. So I suppose that most of you know ALMA. Probably many of you already registered in the so-called ALMA Partner Search Database. And today we're going to explain to you what is going to change. And this is actually the end of this Partner Search Database because it's going to be replaced and integrated into the current Social Innovation Match SIM database, which is a change that doesn't make your life more difficult. It's just one trick to do at the very beginning, but there's a lot to gain in doing this. So just to explain, until now, we had two separated systems, the database, which is the only EU gateway that collects all social innovations across the member states, whatever fund is supporting them, not only ESF+, but also other EU funds such as Horizon, Erasmus+, or even only national or regional funding. So it's a huge database, which is now populated with 472 case studies and 822 organizations. So it's really huge and it's becoming bigger and bigger every day. So having ALMA integrated into this database is really a very good change and a very good thing, because this database offers some functions that were not available in the ALMA Partner Search Database, notably sharing the case studies. So I'm going to explain this to you more in detail. And I tried to put myself in your shoes and to turn the changes into a tutorial or guidance, or call it whatever you want, but a sort of step-by-step guide to help you going through this switch and integrate the SIM database with your organizations and case studies. So now, from now on, we have the SIM database, which has been modified and updated. And here I have to say a big, big thank you to the colleagues from the European Commission, as well as to the colleagues from ESFA, and notably REDA, because it seems easy, but there are many legal and technical constraints. So that took a little bit of time. Now it's done. And it was useful because why did we have two databases? It sounds a bit strange at the beginning, but when SIM was created, it was not adapted to the very specific profiles of ALMA organizations. Due to the transnational mobility component, ALMA organizations need to have more details about what type of support can be provided, the specific number of needs that are going to be supported and that are going to get provided work-based learning experience, for instance. And in the SIM database, the information covered is more limited. Hence, that's why some changes were needed, and they are done now. So we're going to go through it. And in the guide that has been shared with you already, I think through the invitation email, you will find 4 sections. The first one is how to search for ALMA partners or ALMA case studies using the SIM database. And this is the easy step for which you don't need to register. So I invite you all to test it. Then the 2 other functions, which are to create and share your organization profile, what you used to do in the Partner Search Database, in the ALMA Partner Search Database, plus sharing your case studies, which was not possible in the ALMA database. These 2 functions require to register as a SIM user, and for that I will explain, you need to have an EU login account. So you have these 4 sections and we'll go through them step by step. I will go through the presentation and at the end, I will give you the floor to share comments and questions. And I hope I will be clear enough so that you understand the main changes and how to go through it. But of course, I invite and we invite everybody very strongly to test it and to do it, because it's only when you practice that you actually realize how it's working in reality and where are the probably things that are a bit difficult or that you understand a bit less. So when you arrive on the SIM landing page, you've got all the different functions, and some of you might already be familiar with it because some of you already registered their case studies in the SIM database. So you arrive here on the SIM database, and here you see you've got these different functions. I hope you can see my arrow, my SIM entries, search case studies, search organizations, plus the user guides. And we invite you to look at them and read them, because we're not going to go through the very detailed functions of the SIM database today. Well, you can have a look at the user guides and they're very well done. So when you arrive here, you can search for ALMA partners as you were doing before, but it's not in an Excel table anymore, which is the current ALMA database with more than around 240 organizations registered. So we invite you to switch and register here. So you can search, and what has changed is that now in the theme of organization, you see where it's there's a big black square around it. Here you have now the possibility to select the ALMA initiative, which was not the case before. You only had the ESF main topics, and now you've got this function. So you can select only the organizations which are described as connected to the ALMA initiative. You can then, if you select this one, select the type of organization, and you know it. You can be a sending organization, a receiving organization, or both sending and receiving. So you can filter and you can already have a clear view of the type of organizations that are here. And as you will populate the database, you will have more and more choices there. So when you do this, you can display the results. There are not many so far, which is logical because you all registered in the database, in the specific ALMA database. So when you're here, you have the organizations. What if you click on it, you can also see the case study, which is connected to the organization, and you can here at the bottom, select that you want to see only the organizations that have uploaded an ALMA case study. And here you put yes, or you put no if you want to see them all. So here you've got different ways to filter and select the ALMA organizations you're interested with. So you can search for partners as it was before, but with more functions. And you can also search for ALMA case studies. And that's something which is new because it was not possible in the ALMA Partner Search Database. I need to drink because it's already very hot here. Excuse me. So again, for the search function, you don't need to register. So for the case studies, there's also a change, which is in the thematic focus. And now, as you see, you have the possibility to select ALMA initiative, in addition to the 13 subtopics of the classical ones of ESF+. And again, you can view the results and all the case studies which are specifically connected to ALMA. And as you see, case studies and organizations are interconnected. So vice versa, here when you have selected case studies, you can also see the organization and click on it to get more information about the specific organization. So that was the step which is easy and for which you don't need to register. And as you understood, you can search partners as you did before, but you will get more information compared to what existed in the ALMA database. And you can also now search for case studies. Of course, at the moment, you won't find many, but that's why we invite you to use and upload all your information about organization and case studies. So now the other step, if you want to create your organization profile, as you did in the ALMA Partner Search Database, and if you want to create and share your case study, your ALMA project, now you have to do an extra step. You need to create your EU account, register and log in. And here again, some things have changed a little bit. Sorry. So where to start? Because that's always the big question when you start with online registration. So here we put for you, where is my arrow? We put where to start, and you've got the link, you see, WebGate. So you click on that. And you have three options. You will be in one of these three situations. The first one is very easy. You're ready to go because you already have an EU login account for any reason, because it's useful if you worked with EU funded, even outside ESF. So you might have one. And what is new is that now you need a multi-factor authentication, an MFA, which is enabled. And this is to better protect better protect all the data which is registered in the database. So that's the first situation, which probably is not the majority of you. The second one is you have an EU login account, but you don't have an MFA enabled. And that was my case, for instance, because I tested everything before I did this presentation and created the guide. So I had an EU login account because I needed for different projects, but some time ago, before the change happened, so I had no MFA enabled. So here I registered, I went on this website, put my passwords and my login as usual, but I needed to download the EU login mobile app on my phone and to associate it with my account. And here at the bottom, you have two links, depending on the type of phone you have, to upload this mobile app on your phone for Android or for iOS. So what you have to do is to do that first. That's the very first step. I strongly invite you to follow the video instructions in the dark blue square here. That's what I did, and that was very helpful because they really explain to you step by step how to, once it is uploaded on your phone, how to connect it and how to activate it. So follow the video instructions and you will get through it. And once you're there, you can connect and go to SIM. And the third situation is you have no account. So you start from the very beginning, you create your EU login website, again, on going on this website, you download the app and you connect it and activate the multi-factor authentication. So that's the very first step you have to do if you want to create your organization profile and your case study, your ALMA case study. So I invite you to test really and to share your comments and ask your questions or submit any difficulty you would face. But so that's really required for the next steps. So now, before you use to register and to provide information on this big Excel table, basically sending all the contact details and saying if you were a sending or a receiving organization or both, here you have more information to provide, which is great because you have much more information about the organizations you could be interested with. So let's start with the organization profile. So you go back to the SIM landing page, you remember, and you see the SIM menu, My SIM Entries. You click on it and you arrive here, and you just need to choose between what you need to do, create a case study or create a new organization. Very generally, we start by creating the organization profile. So here it is the same template than for any organization registering a social innovation in the database, plus some specific information for ALMA. So under the number 2 here, it is the classical information that any organization is providing, which is the organization name, the title, the logo of your organization, the level of action. And here I need to specify something, and Heda insisted, the level of action can be local, regional, national, or transnational. Very often organizations in general make a mistake and they write transnational because they participate to a transnational initiative, ALMA. But you are a transnational organization when you operate in different member states only. If you are part of an ALMA project, which is implemented between 2 countries, but your organization is acting only in your country, then you're only national, or regional, or local. So be careful because it has some implications when you search for partners, and more implications about the case studies. So you provide all the contact details for the person responsible, and that's important when you want to contact people, to have the right contact. The language skills, which is, of course, for transnational mobility, very, very useful. And you will see that you can add, there is a little button, add another item. So you can add all the languages you can actually mobilize and speak. A little tip we'd like to share with you is that even if they are only optional, the logo, the website, and the language skills are really, really important, and they really enhance your organization profile. So if you have them, please share and upload them when you share your profile. So then, this was the part which is like classical. Now we're entering a phase where you have the more specific information about ALMA, and these are the changes. You will see on this page the theme of the organization. And before you had the 13 ESF plus sub-themes, access to quality employment, tackling long-term unemployment, etc. What has been added is ALMA initiative. So you can actually now specifically indicate that your organization is part of the ALMA initiative or is willing to be part of the ALMA initiative. And very importantly, you can choose up to 3 themes that best represent your organization. So depending who you are, an employment agency, a social service provider, whatever, you can tick other themes to better describe what you do. Then something which is not existing for the other organizations, you have ALMA organization type, and here you choose sending, receiving, or both sending and receiving, depending on what you want to provide and who you are in the ALMA initiative. If you choose sending, you will see, if you choose sending organization, some specific fields will be triggered. And these are the blue ones on the left side. And these are the information you have to provide. Your project title, if you are currently participating to the ALMA call funded by ESF+, your main target group, the planned group size, the estimated period of implementation of your project, the duration of the participant stays abroad, the intended timing for the participant stays abroad, the type of accommodation and support provided when they stay abroad, accommodation, work-based experience, any type of activities that are going to be provided when they're abroad. and the other partners and organizations are recommended. If you have chosen, I go back, if you have chosen receiving, you're a receiving organization and you're very happy that you receive a group of needs from another country, you go to this list of information you have to provide. It is a blank space. You have the list with the little ABC, etc. And we strongly encourage you to follow the same order. Even if possible, indicate little a, little b, which will be easier to compare information for you and to find the relevant information that you're looking for, as well as for the other organizations. So the more you describe and the better you describe your organization, the best the chances you have to find the relevant partners. That's quite obvious. So do it, take your time, think about it, and try to be concise and precise. Once this is finished, you can preview what you have provided and drafted, and you can save it. Now there's something really important, which was the same for the ALMA Partner Search Database. No validation of organization profile. What you put there is not validated, not checked, not assessed by anyone. So it only relies, it is a matter of trust, and it relies, it is your sole responsibility when you put this information here. No one is going to verify, there's no validation process. And I insist here, you're used to that with the ALMA Partner Search Database. It was the same, but you will see that for the case studies, there is a validation process. So for the organization, no, you put whatever you want, what is relevant for you, and you describe your organization in the best manner you think to find your partners, both transnationally and nationally as well. Now, the thing which is new, you could do it before already. You could register your ALMA case study in the SIM database, and some of you did because we have actually 13 cases. But it was separated. So now the big change and the big advantage is that everything in this is in the same database and everything is connected. So carry on, go on and submit more ALMA case study, which again needs you to be registered. So it's the same steps than the ones I explained at the beginning, the 3 different situations. You create your account, or you have it and you enable your MFA, or you have everything ready and then it's easy and it's fine. So you go back to the main SIM webpage. You remember my SIM entries. Before we went to create new organization, now we go to create new case studies. And here again, we have changes. There is a template that is standard and provided for all social innovation. This change also, that's something I should have said, this change also gives more visibility to ALMA, but also really integrate ALMA as a social initiative. And that's also a big recognition, I think, because it's true that ALMA is a social initiative. So everything now is really consistent and coherent. So in the fields that exist for any social innovation, you will have the title, the summary of your project, the images that you can also upload, and then the classical value chain. You describe the social problem, you describe the solution that is addressing this social complex problem, and the results expected or achieved. That's normal for a social innovation project. You target social needs that are not met or not satisfactorily met. What is added and specific for ALMA case studies is what you find under the green section, because it's really important, because the partner search function is still really important, and the connection between partners is key. So here you will describe in your case study the lead organization, and you have the same information, the type of your organization. What you will see is that in this little box that appears as lead organization, if you have created already your profile, you just type the first letters of your organization and it will appear. If you have not registered your organization, you will need to do it. So the simple tip is start by creating your organization profile, and then you will find it immediately when you create your case study. It will appear there. You can add all the organizations that participate to the ALMA project implementation, including your national partners, because it's based on strong local and regional partnerships. So it's very useful to see, really, to have a full overview. And that's also something that SIM provides, which was not possible before. For an ALMA project, now you can see all the partners that are mobilized to implement efficiently the ALMA projects. So again, for the case study, you indicate the level of action, local, regional, national, transnational, and it is the same rule. You are not a transnational case study if you operate only in one country. You would be a transnational case study if you operate yourself, one organization in different countries. And here it's important because for the validation. You also have now, like in the organization, a new theme, and you can select ALMA initiative. So you can reference your case study as an ALMA initiative, plus ticking other themes to better describe it, like long-term unemployment or social inclusion. And you also have a new target group, fair enough, which is needs. So you can also be very specific and indicate here that this is your target group. And in these fields, when you describe your case studies, you've got other information to provide, which are the same for any social innovation case study, like the source of funding, the budget, the periods, etc., and your media if you have website, Facebook page, or social media sources. So that's the task. You are behind your computer and you provide all the information requested. You really take your time because there's no hurry. You can go back, you can modify it as long as you're under the draft status. And you go to the save draft. When you're ready, when you have provided everything, you change the status to awaiting validation. And at that moment, all the information you provided about your case studies is sent to the validator. And you will receive an email notification saying that your information has been set and received. So a few words about the validation process. Not for organizations, but for case studies, there was a need to assess the quality of information and to make sure that they fulfill basic or even high quality standards and that they were really social innovations. So in every member state, at least one national validator has been nominated, and it's an organization or one person, it can be several people. They will receive the information you provided and they will assess, they will check. And you will then, at the end of this validation process, you will receive a second email notification with the result of the assessment. Fantastic, you're validated, everything is right. Your case study is published on SIM database and everybody can see it and everybody can contact you. So it's there, it's done, and it's great. Second case, it's rejected, sometimes not for big things. So you have the review and more importantly, you have the comments from the validator. So what you're invited to do is to update the information that is missing or that is not really correct and resubmit your case. And then it's published. The duration for the validation process depends and varies across country, of course, and depending on the resources available as well to do that. But the average is 2 weeks, 15 working days to have your case studies validated. In case it is a transnational EU-level project, the validation is done by the European Competence Centre for Social Innovation, by namely Reda and Mark, who are the EU validators. And I think we finished. So the last thing is that, of course, you might need support, you might need help, fair enough. So don't hesitate. You have all the email address and contact here where you can share your difficulties, observations, comments, etc. The ALMA tutorial in PDF, which was the base of my presentation today, which is here, and it will be resent to you also by Dalia in a few days, as well as the SIM user guides. And just the 3 main key reminders I'd like to share with you before giving you the floor is that remember to search for partners or case studies. You don't need to register, so it's easy and you can start and test it right now. But to create your organization profile or your case studies, you need to create your account and register. Organizations' profiles are not verified and they go live instantly. On the contrary, the case studies require validation, which takes around 2 weeks before they can be published if they are validated immediately. I think I will stop sharing, go back to you, look at your face and see if you are still alive, if I did not completely lose you during my presentation. And I will probably give the floor to Dalia, who will explain to you how to deal for those who are actually registered in the SIM database, which are a minority of cases. Thank you so much for your patience, careful listening, and I'll be there to answer your questions.
So thank you very much, Ermela, for such a detailed presentation. So take a moment to think about the questions if you have for Ermela for presentation. And I see already in the chat 2 very good questions that I actually wanted to comment, to split the message to you about two different situations. So some of you are already registered in the SIM database as an organization profile or even with the case studies. But not too many. So what we will do together with my colleague Reda Berzhinskaite, she's responsible for SIM database, we will send email to those organizations and ask additional information to include to your profile. So it means you don't need to do anything on SIM database. You just need to respond to our email and provide information. So we are planning to do this week, so soon, and we are hoping that during the summer you will find the moment to answer, and we could, upload that information on the SIM. Second situation is with the organizations on ALMA Partner Search Database on our website, Social Innovation Plus Initiative website. In that Excel document that you expressed the interest to be ALMA organizations from 2023. So we have more than 200 organizations there. But as Ermela mentioned, on that Excel, there is basic information about organization as organization name, contact person, email, and interest to be sending, receiving, or work-related experience provider. On SIM, we have a lot of information. So that means that we don't have opportunity to move you by default to SIM. So it means that you need to do this process to register on SIM and to provide information about your ALMA experience. But also what we are planning to do during the summer for sure, we will send information letter to these 200 organizations about the change. We will provide detailed instruction with the tutorial that you already have, how to create the organization profile or SIM case study there. And during the summer until 1st of August, we are planning to remove that part from our initiative website, that Excel. So it means that you will have the transferring time to upload your information to SIM. But in the future, if you're not planning to do by yourself, it means that this information won't be available from autumn. So that's two different scenarios, and I hope that I answered to both of the questions in the chat. So any other questions to the chat, or just simply raise your hand and we will give the floor to you to ask me, Ermela, or Reda.
Yes, I didn't see Reda was there. Hello.
Yeah, she is
the expert.
questions.
Hello, I'm here. Yeah. I'm here. I must say that perfectly explained everything, dear Mel, and also Dale. So I do not have a lot of say to add, but I would like to highlight just one aspect, that being part of SIM database not only provides access to networking or new partnerships, but also offers promotional opportunities through various activities and initiatives organized by our team. So I invite you to upload your information, to upload your contacts, organizations, case studies, and stay tuned with our activities organized.
Yeah, thank you very much, Reda.
Thank you. It's a super important point. And maybe what we could add to follow your statement, which is really important, is that the fact you're in SIM database now really broaden your scope. And you are an organization implementing ALMA or willing to, but you might also do other things. And that is also great because you have the possibility to really see inspiring practices and maybe find some elements that you can actually implement yourself that were not envisaged before by looking at what the other organizations are doing, even when they're not ALMA. Some organizations who are dealing with the needs, some organizations who are really working on social inclusion, you might find really inspiring ideas and elements that you can scale, because scaling and transfer is never a copy-paste of the whole project. It can be only one element of it. So, and it also shows, increase a lot the visibility of the ALMA case studies, which again can be inspiring other organizations, even if they don't go through the transnational mobility. There are many things which are very interesting and very well done in ALMA. That was demonstrated in the evaluation. So databases are useful only if people share the information, otherwise they get obsolete. So do show what you do well, and that will be great for everybody, for you and the receivers.
Yeah, thank you very much. So I couldn't see any questions, so we hope that it's because it was super clear, not that because of it's confusing. So if there is no questions at the moment, but if it will be during your process of registration, So, of course, we will send all the information after the meeting with slides, a recording, and once again, contact email to ask all the questions regarding registration to the SIM. And I see one question. Oh, more question. Okay.
Okay.
So, let me see. Yeah, maybe Ermel, you already read it and could answer.
Yeah. So the first one is we are registered in the database. I suppose you're talking about the ALMA Partner Search Database. I don't know. It is Association DIAR.
Yes, I see the question, and probably I also got it on email already. So you could choose in SIM, like to be hosting, sending, or both. So you have this opportunity. So at the moment, I think there is no point to do it on Excel file. You could just move to the SIM already and to choose both profiles, be sending and receiving, and all the information will be there.
Yes, the invitation is to stop uploading information on the Excel table on the ALMA Partner Search Database and to move to SIM, which is now the common active database for everybody.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. So you are welcome, and I see Rada also upload here email to ask the questions regarding to the SIM. So as I mentioned, we will send all the materials to all of you this week or next week. So soon you will have, and if any questions, we are very happy to help and respond.
And maybe the second one, the second question to really clarify, the question is, do we still need to update the profile in the old database? No. The old database is going to disappear and is going to be replaced. So go to SIM and update or create your information in SIM directly. Don't use your time to update anything in the old ALMA Partner Search Database.
Thank you, Ermel, for clarification.
There was one question, sorry, Daria. I remember when you actually registered, some of you shared some questions, and I think we answered them all, except one from Sweden, which was, is ALMA possibly implemented in other countries beyond the EU? In Africa, I think it was said. ALMA for the moment is implemented in the member states, in the European member states. And the SIM database displays a list of countries which are the 27 member states only. This might change in the future because in SIM, you have projects, as I said, which are funded by Horizon or Erasmus, and you know that these are implemented beyond the EU borders. But so far, the countries which are allowed to access these programs are not available in the list. But this is discussed and this might change. So far, the list is the EU member states, and ALMA is implemented in the EU.
Yes, thank you, Ermel. And also, I remember one question from the registration about next ALMA calls at EU level. So maybe it's here a good time to repeat that at EU level call, as we had on like centralized, there is no plans to have other calls. So now all the calls are under national managing authorities at national or regional level. So you should contact to your country responsibles for ALMA and checked with them. Yes, and I see very nice from Calabria region. The question, please.
Yeah, and just an easy question is because we have a local call with our initiative. We have, in this moment, we have the results of the call with about 12 beneficiaries that are our associations. And the solution for this new database is to put inside of the call the link to the database, or to translate in Italian for our beneficiaries to entrance in the SIM database, and to work in this database for our local call. It's possible. This is a ALMA initiative, but is a local initiative. It's the same.
Yes, so if I understand correctly, the question is that you have on your call, as I remember, the direct link to ALMA Partner Search Database, and the question is to replace the information in your call conditions. So we could provide, of course, the links and short information if needed about the SIM and ALMA there. And we have your representative at ALMA Network, so I believe that we will find a way to help you with call documentation and announcement about this change.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
It's a good idea to include it in the calls. And you understood that it's not the job of the ESF managing authorities, because I think there was a question to know if it was the ESF managing authorities who should actually upload the information or validate. Not at all. It is your organization. You do it for you, and the leading organization and partner organization of ALMA upload the information themselves. This is really crowdsourcing.
Tomke, hello, please.
Morning.
Join with the question.
Hi, Alma. Hi, all. Now, I just want to present the opinion of the Czech managing authority, because I'm here with my colleague Eva, and we were listening to your presentation. And of course, our call is already finished, so there is no point like adding the information about the social innovation match into our call. But of course, for our project operators that are currently implementing their projects within our national ALMA call, we are going to organize a webinar as well and try to promote social innovation match. And we will probably use ALMA's presentation because it was very nice. And we will tell them how to create their account, organizational account, how to create the case study and everything. So we will, from our point, the ESF managing authority, we will definitely promote the integration of their organizations and their projects into the database.
Fantastic.
Yeah, very, very nice, Tomke. Thank you for sharing. That's the step that managing authorities could do, yeah, as we here like to spread the message about the SIM and encourage organizations to take a part. Okay, so with this nice closing, let's say summarizing, I would like to thank you to all your attention today. We hope that this transition will be easiest as we can do it, and we are ready to help you. So please contact us if any questions, and we will come back with the materials via emails them to you. Okay, so I'm wishing you a very nice day, and thank you very much once again for joining. See you at other meetings.
Have a nice day too.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.